What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to iStuff Gaming, and today I'm going to be bringing you the character guide on the goddess Aphrodite. Now, before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to keep up with any future content. I'll be leaving a link to my Twitch in the description below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. Now, I wanted to do a character guide on Aphrodite because the character is a really strong support. I personally still don't really care for her as a support, to be 100% honest. But she does have her uses if built and played correctly. So this video I'm going to be mostly giving you the support build. I will go over her mid build for the most part, but let's go ahead and get on. So first things first, what you need to understand is that to build this character like support, you need to have two items every single time in your build. You're gonna want a Lotus Crown, which gives you and the person you're attached to increased physical and magical protections by 20 for 5 seconds. And you're going to need Rod of Asclepius, which gives you movement speed, power, health, while also increasing the amount of healing you do. Those two items are essential. Everything after this is kind of up to you, but I'm going to give you the items that I usually run. So first things first, the only other damaging item you're going to get with the support build is Chronos Pendant. You need to have your cooldowns, you need to have as much cooldowns as possible to make this super effective, and Chronos Pendant getting rid of ability cooldowns every 10 seconds is really, really useful, and people really underestimate how much cooldowns Chronos Pendant actually. Up next, I like to have a Gauntlet of Thieves on. This is the go-to support item, just because of how much it does. It gives you health and protection. And then another thing that you want to get is, if you find it, is Relic Dagger right here. This is becoming one of the most important support items in the game right now, because it gives cooldown reduction, movement speed, and it subtracts 40 seconds from your relics at any given time, so you can always be popping your relics to help. That's always really. Last thing I would put on Aphrodite is a toss up between Mantle of Discord or Spirit Robe, or even like a Pestilence, depending on need for your team. But most of the time, you're probably going to end up going on Mantle of Discord. If you do need anti-heal, you can replace either Relic Dagger or Chronos Pendant with a Pestilence, but with your the way Aphrodite support works, you're not really going to be there to anti-heal, you're there to support, so your teammates need to build anti-heal before you. That's just usually how Aphrodite. This is what you're going to be looking like by the end. This is what you should look like by the end of the game. So for a mid build, it's a little bit different. Just a little bit though. So obviously, you're still going to need a Spirit of the Magus, you're going to need a Divine Ruin for those healers. Personally, I like putting Doom Orb on her, make her to where she's incredibly hard to pin down. Ethereal Staff also works along with the Spear of Desolation. Spear of Desolation is actually a very strong card right now. And then finally, you do have all this pen, so a Charon's coin you don't really need. What I like to put on her though is a Soul Gem. Also because that will make your back off hit a lot harder, and you're going to be spamming your abilities anyway. So this is what it's going to be looking like for it. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into how to play her and how her ability. So there is a few things you need to know about her abilities. I'm not going to go into great detail about what each ability does, because we've all played against Aphrodite's, so I'm pretty sure you understand how her kit works, but there are a few things that you do need to understand about her if you don't really know what her passive and her abilities do. So first of all, the reason why she's such a good support are for two main reasons: her passive and her kiss. We're going to go in detail over both of those. So, as you can see, when Aphrodite is standing near an enemy or friendly god, she gains physical and magical protections of each. So, you can get a lot of protections if you end up being in every team fight or just standing next to two people, because that's already 8 protections you get by yourself if you're standing next to 2 people. And you get even more for your teammate being there. So you actually naturally become tanky just for standing near people. And the next thing you need to understand is that when you are attached to somebody with your first ability, If you kiss an enemy guard while attached to somebody, the person you're attached to will deal increased damage by 20% at max rank. So that's a huge damage. That's a huge damage buff. It's almost stronger than the Discordia buff on her passive. But imagine just always having that if she's attached to something. So that's all a very good ability to have. The next thing you need to know is that when you're attached to somebody and you pop your second ability, this only applies to slow once. So if you're attached to someone and you're both diving in and you pop your 2, yes, you'll get double the procs from the second ability, but you'll only get the slow. Keep that in mind. Now, this last part I'm going to be going over is how her combo works. Now, I honestly shouldn't need to do this, but I've seen enough Aphrodites actually mess this up, and I want to go ahead and show you what this is. So, first of all, you're going to want to attach to an ally. Right? You attach to an ally, and then you throw your kit. Your kiss does go on a 1-second cooldown if you attach to somebody first. So keep that in mind. What you're going to be doing, you'll throw your kiss, and then throw your 3, and then pop your 2. I don't know why, but I've seen people throw their 3, and then their 1, and then their 2, which is weird. I've seen people pop their 2, throw their 1, then their 3. I've even seen people throw their 1, alt, pop their 2, then pop their 3. I don't understand why. So, it's really simple. It's this. That's it. And then ult when you're in extreme danger. That's literally all you have to do. And you just profit. That's it. So keep that combo in mind. That's her rotation. And as you can see, her cooldowns are really strong if you build max CDR. So always try to aim for that. So before I end the video, the last thing I want to talk about with Aphrodite support are the starter items that you get. So, Mage's Blessing and Guardian's Blessing are both very good for the support role for Aphrodite. Mage's Blessing if you're trying to be more aggressive, but when you start Mage's Blessing, I would recommend always either starting Rod of Asclepius or starting Boots. If you're trying to be more passive, always go Guardian's Blessing into Boots into Lotus Crown. I'll give you your tank right out the gate. But, also another thing I want to talk about is when you're playing Aphrodite support, do not be focused on the kill. I understand you're a mage and you do a lot of damage, but your job is to protect the team. And that doesn't always necessarily mean to attach to the squishy pusher. Sometimes you need to heal the tank so they can keep frontlining for the team. Always be paying attention to your teammates. Generally, what you want to do is to stand in the back with your carry or with your damage dealers or with your mid. That way you can protect them as best as you can while the tank goes in. But that's all I have on Aphrodite. If you have any other questions, if you would like to dispute me on anything that I've said, or even add on to something that an Aphrodite main would usually do, don't forget to drop it in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out my Twitch. I'm live Friday through Tuesday at 12 o'clock p.m. CST. And without further ado, I'll catch you later.